Hi, I'm Maria. Welcome to my third podcast. It's been over a month since I last recorded. We've been quite busy. I mentioned in my last video that we had the house up for sale and we had a buyer and we were looking for a house to buy ourselves. But we lost that buyer because they lost their buyer, so weren't proceedable anymore. But we pretty quickly got another buyer, which was good, and we found a house, which was good. And it's all been going through for about a month, but we've come across a hurdle this week, so we're investigating that. It may or may not be able to go ahead, to be honest. So anyway, that's not what you're here for. So that aside, I'm back and I've got a big finished object to show you. I showed this to you in my first video and it was a work in progress at that point. Now it's finished. It's probably not going to look much different to how it did before because it's a stripy blanket and really it's just more stripes have been added to it. Let me stand back so I can show you how massive it is. It's huge and it is so soft and so lovely. I'm really pleased with it. It has been on the go for nearly 5 years. Yeah, I think it was around September or October 5 years ago that I started it, and I only finished it this August. It is made with King Cole Cotton Soft, which is 100% cotton. I'm going to put this side because I'm blocking the window when I put it that side. It's 100% cotton, and it is very soft, as the name suggests, with cotton soft. I crocheted it on a 5mm hook because that's what I crochet most DK yarn with, rather than the recommended 4mm. Sorry, that's because I'm a very tight crocheter and knitter. Actually, I'm obviously a very tense person, but this is this, and yep, done. One massive finished project, and it felt really good to have that completed after nearly 5 years. So that is one massive work in progress finished. And now the weather's starting to get a bit cooler. I'm sure that it will get lots of use. Another item that I have finished, it's done but it's not blocked yet, is this. Now, the pattern is the Rosewater by Janina Callio. So this is what it should look like when it's blocked. Now I think mine's going to be a lot smaller. As I said before, I've got a very tight tension when I knit and crochet. I did this using fingering weight yarn as suggested, and using a 4mm needle, which is what the pattern asked for. So maybe I should have gone up a needle size, but I just wasn't sure really. And also I didn't have a 5mm circular needle. I only had a 4, so I thought, well, I've got this one, so I'll just get on with it. So I am going to block it. I think this is meant to be straight at the top, but it's a little bit sort of peaked the way you start it. But I think maybe when I stretch it out and block it, it will block out. But I don't really think it matters anyway. And the lace section should all pull out really nicely. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I'll put it on just for no apparent reason. It obviously will look, because it's all sort of crinkled like that, it will look hopefully all stretched out and nice when it's blocked. Although I do wonder if I've done this edge a bit tight as well. So really, I'm not quite sure how it's going to come out, but I mean, I could even use it as it is, so it doesn't really matter too much, does it? Yeah, I definitely think it's a lot smaller than it's meant to be, but I will come back and show you it blocked, and we can see whether it makes any difference or not. I'm sure it makes some difference. The yarn I've used for this is by the Little Tailoress. Her yarn is now Dandelion and Dogwood is the brand she's got for her yarn, but I think this was still Little Tailoress when I bought it. Jam Tart is the colourway, and it's got gold stellina in it, which I'm not sure if you can see. Oh yeah, you can see some sparkles. This is, I think it's gold stellina anyway. It could be silver stellina. Is there such a thing? Anyway, sparkly. And it's a fingering weight yarn. And it's lovely. It's lovely and soft. So I can't wait to see how it looks when it is blocked, but doing the actual blocking is proving a little bit off-putting at the moment. I just can't quite face it. And also I was waiting for some supplies, which I got, and I'll show you. Excuse me. These, which are kids' play mats, which you can use. They're basically, you can buy blocking mats, which are basically the same as this but more expensive. So this is just a kids pack, and you lay them out. You probably all know this anyway. Lay them out on the floor, and then pin your blocked project to them. So I got those, and I also got these, which are Lazada's Knit Accessories blocking wires. I've never used blocking wires before. I've only ever used pins, and to be honest, I haven't blocked very many things. So, because I find with blankets like that, striker blanket doesn't need blocking. It's all just sort of falls as it should be. So these are the different wires. They're meant to be really flexible, and they're meant to be really good. I had some advice from the Crimson Rabbit, who's a friend of mine on Instagram. We became friends after I bought a lovely couple of project bags from her. But these are, she recommended them and sent me a link, and I thought, oh, if I'm going to start off buying stuff, I might as well get what's meant to be a good set. Then you only have to sort of buy it once rather than buying something not so good and down the line buying again. So we'll see how that goes. I will report back, and hopefully this will be looking all wonderful and drapey and blocked and marvellous when I return. So that's that. Something else very exciting for me anyway, is that I have knit one single sock. Well, let's show you. Here it is. Okay, obviously people have been sock knitting has been quite a craze for a while. I've seen lots of people doing it on Instagram, on the blogs, etc. But I didn't really feel like giving it a go for quite a long time, actually. I didn't really see the appeal. Then eventually I started to think, maybe I do want to make a pair of socks. And this yarn is, I bought last October at the Knitting and Stitching show at Alistair Palace. Is that what it's called? Alexandra Palace. Ali Pally people call it. Anyway, whatever it is. I think it's Alexandra Palace. So I decided then, I am going to knit some socks, and I bought this head over heels Starcraft yarn. So I thought, I don't want to go too expensive for my first pair. I want to sort of check I can do it, see how it goes, and then I can use a nice hand-dyed yarn. So this is Starcraft head over heels. The colourway, is it on there? Eiger. Is that helpful? Anyway, that's that. And I bought that at the Knitting and Stitching show, and I also bought a pack of double pointed needles, DPNs, and a circular needle, a 25 centimetre Knit Pro circular needle, so I could just knit it in the round. And the double pointed needles are sort of for casting on and doing little, you have to use them for a bit around the heel turn and whatever this is, and a bit at the end. So I and this, the bunny sock blocker, I mean, you've probably all seen this on Jules of So Sweet Violets podcast. That's where I first saw them. And last December, my birthday was in December, so I requested some of these for birthday or Christmas, and was kindly given them. So since the end of last year, I've all been prepared to knit a sock, and I didn't start till this last week. And I knit this one obsessively. I was I started on Sunday. I did a little swatch beforehand. I know it's very, very good of me to actually bother to swatch it. And then I started it on Sunday, and I just obsessively knit Sunday and all of Monday, which was Bank Holiday Monday. I couldn't put it down. I wanted to see what would happen next when you reach the next stage and you're doing the heel flap and when you're doing all these other little bits. So it went quite quickly, and it all went really well actually. It all seems to fit well. Looks a little bit baggy on the sock blocker actually. I've got size 4 feet, but I think they are probably a little under size 4 feet, but I usually wear 4 shoes. And this is a small size 3 to 4 knit sock blocker. I don't know why I can't say. So it looks a bit baggy. I think that next time I might make it a bit tighter up here because I've got quite skinny ankles. So I think that, I mean, it's fine as it is, but I think it might be nice a little bit tighter. So that one's finished, and I'm working on, let me see if I can find it here in my project bag by Debbie of the Crimson Rabbit, who I mentioned before. Yes, I bought this project bag from her. And in here, this is where I've been keeping all the bits. And I somehow seem to have lost my, what have I done? Here it is. So this is what a mess. This is the start of the second sock. And I've managed to get it so it kind of, look, you've got that little bit of white at the top, so I've matched it. So it should be a matching sock. The colours should all do the same thing. I finished the first one and I started to get ready for the next one, and I, worked out where it was, snipped it off, then I realised, oh, somehow I missed one little bit of the blue. So I think I was starting on this little stripe here, and then I would have missed one, and I was, damn it. So I had to kind of pull a big chunk out the middle of the ball and mess around. Anyway, I think I've got it, and I hope I've got enough left, because this is sort of like the end of the ball. I hope I've got enough in it to finish it. That would be really annoying if I don't, but oh well, I'll find a way. So yes, these are the needles I was talking about. They're Knit Pro, and they're 25 centimetres, so you just sort of knit round and round and round and round, and it's nice and easy. I know people use the magic loop, which I am kind of tempted to try, because I think with that you don't need to use the DPNs to cast on. You probably don't need to use the DPNs at other points. I think you just use the circulars the whole time. So I am tempted to try that, but we'll see, because I do like how easy this is with no sort of, I don't actually know how to use circular needles, but I think you pull I don't know how to use the magic loop method, but I think you pull the long wire either side and things. So I think this must be easier just to keep going round and round. But anyway, we'll see. Let's get one pair finished first. And the size needle I'm using is a 3mm needle, which is quite big, I think, for sock knitting. But as I said, I've got very tight tension. The stitches I'm using is 56, because I've got quite small feet. But I do think to maybe I might try going down a needle size, and I could go down a needle size and probably keep the same stitch count to get a tighter fitting sock. Or I could go down even further on the needle size and do 60 stitches just to get like more stitches, but at a lower gauge. So it's just, I don't really know what you'd call that. So it's less chunky, kind of finer, like a finer knit. So we'll see. These are all things I'll try in the future once I've finished my sock. So that's quite exciting, quite a different new thing for me. And what else was I going to show you? Ah yes, this is what I think I'm planning to do when I knit my next sock. This is a project bag from Sam of Betsy Makes. And I've mentioned this before in my first podcast, I think, and this yarn is also by Sam. So I think this is what I'll use for my next sock project, because it's lovely. It's coming out a little bit bluer, and it is blue, but it's a bit more sort of aqua-y greeniness to it in real life. Yeah, probably a bit more of the colour you're seeing as my top anyway, whatever, it's close enough. Bluey aquas, which I love. So I think that might make a really nice pair of socks. And I might do something, whereas the sock I'm knitting now is a vanilla sock, just stockinette stitch. I might do something a bit more interesting with a pattern on, just to sort of add a bit of variation. And because this is not very, it's a little bit sort of multicolored but not too intense, and I think it will look really nice with a pattern. It won't neither the yarn nor the pattern will sort of overshadow each other. And I forgot to mention that the pattern I'm using for the sock I'm knitting is the Winwick Mums Sock Along. You've probably all heard of it, but I will link to everything I've mentioned on, I'll do a blog post with all the show notes, and you'll be able to find that link below this YouTube video, to the blog post, which will have links to everything else. But yeah, I'm using that sock along, which is really good, as it really goes into detail to how to do your swatch, how many stitches to use, each little part of it step by step. So that's been really great to start me off. And now I feel once it's done, I can do variations and that, and I sort of know what I'm working with. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you, this is a project in the planning. I recently, a few months ago I think it was, won this book from Matt of about A Boy in Bunting. He's got a great Instagram feed and blog full of colour and, excuse me, that's a little bit, full of colour and brightness, and just really imaginative, and just a really great, I've always loved his blog. I've read it for years and years, since it was originally according to Matt, and it's just great stuff. Anyway, he ran a giveaway to win this book, and I won it, which was very exciting. So this is all patterns for like these sort of animals. So I thought that I would knit something for my little nephew who's 6. He's actually going to be 7 in December, and there's Christmas in December, so I thought I might, did I say knit? Crochet, this is crochet. So I might make something for him for his birthday or Christmas. I mean, I'm giving myself a bit of time, just so that if I make it for him now, I'll probably never finish it. So I showed him the book and I said, oh, which is your favourite? What would you like out of here? And he picked the dragon. So I'm going to make that. I mean, this was a while ago he picked that, and I haven't even started yet. So, I mean, maybe it'll be for Christmas next year. I've got this yarn, which is, what is it? King Cole bamboo cotton. I love this yarn for amigurumi. It works, I don't know, it's just got a really nice sheen to it and a really smooth finish. So you sort of end up with a non-fluffy, a very smooth finish. And I love using this for amigurumi. I did use it for that my big colour block blanket that I showed on my first blog post as well. And that was the first big project I used this for. Other things have been smaller. But it's a brighter green than the pictures. I mean, I could have sourced the actual colour, but anyway, I like the bright green anyway. And for the other colours, I'm sure I've got bits and bobs that I can use. I've got pale pink in the same yarn, and you know, we'll see. Anyway, I'll show you that as it when I start it, if I start it, and when I finish it, if I finish it. But it's got lots of great. Oops, I hope you didn't see the pattern when I showed that. Or if so, I'll have to try and block it out when I edit. I don't know. Anyway, it wouldn't be the whole pattern. Anyway, we'll see. I'll look at that. And yeah, this colour I love, and I did have an idea. I spotted some of my colours together the other day and thought, oh, they were just in my my basket, one of my baskets of yarn, and these are all the King Cole bamboo cotton, but I thought they looked really great together. This is more turquoise than blue, and so it's like the turquoise with the lime green and the white. I mean, the colours aren't coming out ideally, but I think, yeah, you kind of get the idea, don't you? I thought that could make something really nice. I was thinking even maybe kind of a bag, like a tote bag that you can use with sort of some like granny kind of squares on, and then some stripes underneath and above, something like that. I don't know. This is just something that's crossed my mind that I might do. So we'll see about that. just another idea. I think that is everything I had to show you. I mean, well, maybe I'll quickly show the progress with the embroidery. I have shown it to you before and I haven't really made much progress. This is in another bag from the Crimson Rabbit that I've shown you before. And I did show you this, and I can't remember if it's actually changed at all. It was for my friend, and that's going to be sort of mirror image of that flower. I don't know whether to do some other bits around or not. It depends how it looks, whether I need any more, because I'm just going to frame it in this, add some felt to the back. It's just a little present for no apparent reason, just because I felt like doing it for her. She might want to hang it on in the bedroom of her little daughter Ella. But I've got a feeling I haven't done any more since I last showed you. I was all inspired, whipped through this really quickly, and then I've left it for ages. So, and also in this bag is something else I showed you on the first podcast, which is this little beach hut design embroidery. I think I finished a lot more than I showed you of this one. And I have started to do some little French knots that create the greeny sort of bush bit. Sorry, I'm trying to do this from behind the thing. But I've got more little flowers around the window to do. Lots and lots of French knots. And to be honest, I think I've discovered I don't really like doing French knots. I feel like I should like them, but I find them a bit hard and I don't know why. I think I need to just click in place, and we'll see. If I do some more, hopefully it will. But what that's going to do, you sew it all together and stuff it, and that will create a little beach hut scissor keeper. So it's going to be quite cute. I really need, don't look at the messy bag. I've kind of left the ends a bit wild because I figured it'll just be extra stuffing. So I've kind of tied them up. So I think when I sew it, that'll just be extra stuffing. I might as well show you now. I've just sort of tied them together. It looks a complete mess. I'm not usually like that. Yeah, look, see, I'll show you this one just to prove. Which looks messy, but it's not. That's just stuff I'm working on at the moment. So look at the Ella. There's no ends showing on the Ella at all. And this is the back. So you see, I'm not always messy. Anyway, so maybe next time I'll have both of those embroideries finished, because I do want to get, I'm trying to get lots of things finished, all my whips finished really, because, I don't know, just everything's less chaotic, isn't it, when you've got less things on the go. So I did well with that big 5-year project with a massive blanket, so and we'll see what else. But I do think that is it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this. Click the link below to get the show notes to my blog. You can find me on Instagram as well. I'll probably put the link on the screen somewhere. Well, it won't be a link, it'll just be the name. And that is it from me. See you next time. Bye.